I got so much to talk about today. Let me just get my thumbnail uploaded. I'm about to talk about Brittany Renner. I'm about to talk about, oh man, I'm about to talk about everything. Look, this is my first official podcast. Like, I'm about to start doing these podcast shows um, more and more and more. So, like, look forward to these because this is about to get lit, right? I promise you. Let me go ahead and put the thumbnail up real quick. I'm about to start going live more. I'm taking these videos and breaking it down all over social media. Make sure you like this. Make sure you subscribe. I'm about to start turning this into a full show. So once I get the thumbnail up and I get some people in here, we about to get going. Hold on. Give me a second. We about to get at it. I'm looking forward to this. I need help naming this podcast, though, because I ain't got no name for it yet. Let me move this real quick before I drop something. I need a name for the podcast. Somebody help me name it because I'm about to start doing this more often. I've been throwing up so many clips. It's been crazy. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Give your mans a second. Hold on. We about to talk about a lot of stuff. I got a list of topics. I got a whole order of how I want today to go. I got a whole flow. Let me move this a little bit. I got a whole flow to this. All right, let me get I got my laptop out. Got the vibes going. I will play some music, but I don't want to, copyright claim, or I don't want to make it to where I can't use clips from this video to put on social media. Hold on, let me throw something on in the background real quick. Let me throw something on. All right, cool. We straight. All right, so first topic, Brittany Renner. So I watched the interview she did with Miss Pearly Things, or just Pearly Things, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was really Brittany Renner trying to like talk about her life. I felt like she was trying to justify it in a way, everything that she did. If you don't know who she is, she's been all over the media for basically hooking up with a lot of celebrities and famous people. The thing about that is like she knows what she's doing. She's trying to play victim. One of my frustrations is why is she all over social media so much? Like everybody talking about her. And I'm like, I guess it's just one of them things that I need to get caught up on and fully understand because maybe I'm just missing out. But I'm like, man, everybody talking about this girl. So I'm like, maybe it's just one of them things that I'm behind on. So I'm gonna start talking about it. Let me get my notes pulled up. I haven't found them yet, but I got a lot to talk about. So, when it comes to her in general, like I ain't really got no issues with what she doing or who she is. It's like it is what it is, right? Oh, I got my notes finally. It is what it is. It's like, what am I gonna do? Cry about it? Like I don't know this girl. She getting her bag. It is what it is. But she like all over the media. So I'm like, why not talk about it? If it's gonna be out there, I might as well engage with it. So she basically went on this podcast and this interview with Just Pearly Things, and Just Pearly Things is a beast. She be debating people and going hard. She debated Hafiz, and Hafiz was like yelling and getting all loud and crazy. Hafiz from the Roommate podcast, like it was crazy. They was going in, they was going back and forth, and he was getting all mad, and she was calm, she was collective, she was just chilling, and I respect that about her a lot. Because I'm like, man. And then we ended up following each other. I DM'd her, like, y'all love and respect what you're doing. Keep it up. Because she's a woman in the manosphere. If y'all don't know what the red pill manosphere is, it's like something that Rollo Tomasi he kind of birthed the idea of red pill manosphere. Like the whole Andrew Tate, like all that, right? So she's been talking about men's development and holding women accountable. So she is dope at it. And I'm gonna talk about Rollo Tomasi soon because me and him, that's the homie. Like we talk like every other day. So, she's been a voice, and people are like, you only blowing up just pearly things because you're a woman catering to what men want to hear and complaining. But I feel like what she doing, like she's straight facts, straight statistics, just like Myron Gaines off of Fresh and Fit. So, you know, I feel like in the interview, the part that I watched, she really got held accountable. She was saying, "Oh, I don't know why, you know, people made me look like a victim or a villain," and just pearly things was like, "Well, didn't you put that out there? It wasn't just one article that, you know, said you lied about something. It was multiple articles." So just pearly things hold people accountable, and I don't think Brittany Renner was ready for that. Like she was getting, you know, kind of like, "Whoa, hold on, what?" You know, so like it's one of them things where it's like she loved the attention. She loved what she was getting from all this exposure with these famous rappers and these athletes and all that. And now she kind of like she feel bad about it. Once you put that image out there, that's what it is. It ain't no going back. Whatever image I put out there, it ain't no going back. That's why me, for those who don't know, I got a 1.5 million followers on TikTok, 100K on the gram, verified on both. So I look and be real cautious about what I put on the internet because I'm like, you can't get it back, you know, especially as a woman. Like, you know, women are held to like strong standards. So like, if you put that out there, that's just how people gonna see you. And it's like, you know, attractive woman, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, you see it with people like Mia Khalifa, where she was talking about people disrespecting her in public. And it's just one of them things. Like once you get that image out there, people gonna be scared. Like you think I'm gonna wanna meet up or, you know, be around a girl like that or a girl like Selena Powell who taking pictures with rappers and behind us. It's like what? Like what? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody ain't no like I'd be a fool to fall in the trap like that. So it's almost like you lose that trust. And she got commercials out there that's like, you know, the perfect side piece, these sliders. And it's sad because I feel like she's accepting her image, but it's sad because it's like, dang, like you reduce yourself just as a side piece. Like, dang, that's what this came down to. You feel me? And it's just one of them things where I look at it and I'm like, it's sad. You know, like I said, attractive woman, young, in shape, and she trying to be taken serious, but it's hard because of like the image that she put out there, you know? So let me see. With that being said, I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Let me go on Instagram real quick because I've been getting a lot of, you know, updates from. I've been getting a lot of updates from these pages that I follow and what's going on. So we got the YSL Young Thug situation. I did a whole podcast about that yesterday, or not. It wasn't a podcast. It was just a video. I did a whole video about that yesterday, and you know, this is not wrong. I did a whole podcast about that yesterday, and y'all know that like Young Thug is looking bad for him. It's like people turning their back on him. You know, YSL members snitching. I talked about what happens when people get out there and snitch, and then they on the streets like it ain't safe for them. And you know, so you know, Young Thug is one of my favorite artists. I do not want to see him go down like that. That's been in the news a lot. Like a lot of people are concerned about that and what's about to happen with Young Thug. There's a lot of, you know, people saying there's evidence against him and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see where that go. Usually a lot of these people end up getting arrested and getting out. That's why I never take this stuff too serious. Like when entertainers and stuff get locked up like that, they all get out and everything is peaches and cream. Just like with 6ix9ine and stuff like that, you know. So let me see what's going on. Because there's a few things, there's a few notes that I took that I want to talk about. Hold on, let me see. By the way, I hope y'all vibing with the podcast. I hope y'all vibing with it. I got the beach vibes, the palm tree, got the tropical fish over there, got the palm trees, got the lights going. I'm inspired. It's like the Fresh and Fit type style, you know. Let me see. All right. Let me just make sure I got what I'm going to cover. Okay. Also, what's up with this Tory Lanez stuff, y'all? Like, people talking about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Like, some stuff, I'll be like, yo, like, man, what? They saying she got shot and then she didn't get shot and it was just glass and all that. I'm like, bruh, how much are we gonna talk about Tory Lanez? I feel like Tory Lanez low-key fell off for a minute after that, and then he got blacklisted in the industry, then he started popping back up. It's hard when you get blacklisted in the industry. Some things people don't know about the music industry is that, like, it's a system, it's a plug and play. You can take me and my music, right? Like, my music ain't popping like that. I've had some viral songs, I got millions of views on my TikTok and Instagram. But if a label come and say, Trey, we about to put you on Rap Caviar, we about to advertise you all over Adam 22, it's like you get people hooking you up in these machines, and they'll spread your music on TikTok, pay influencers. I done had people from Lil Baby Team hit me up to try to get me to promote stuff, but the bag wasn't right. You know, I'm like, man, it was like pennies. You know, shout out to Lil Baby. It ain't had nothing to do with him, but it was his team. You know, or somebody that was hired by his team to reach out to me and promote his song, the Bigger Picture song, and the bag wasn't right, so I had to turn it down. But they'd take somebody like me, plug me in the system, boom, I'm the next big rapper. And sometimes they act like, you know, a label ain't behind you, but they are behind you. So when they took him off the playlist and all that, it'll ruin your whole career. You will be finished, just like with 6ix9ine. So 6ix9ine had to do the trolling and do all that to get attention, just like Lil Pump. Think about it. Lil Pump ain't really generating a label that much money, so what they gonna do is, oh yeah, you ain't generate money, let's put our budget behind somebody else, T Grizzly, well, whoever else on this label, right? Not T Grizzly, not on the label, but that was an example. So they gonna take the money from him, and now, you know, you will see him still with the numbers and views because he got some budget to promote it. Like, it's not always organic. I got songs right now that everybody say fire, that if I put $20,000 behind advertising, which is on the low end, it'd get 250,000 streams. You know, I got a 250,000 streams naturally without all that. But the music industry is a machine. Thanks for liking the video. So when Tory Lanez did that whole thing with Megan Thee Stallion, it's like they blacklisted him, and you haven't really been hearing much about him. So that's how the industry gets so much control and power over people, you know. So yeah, you got little Boosie calling Gunna a rat. Lil Boosie be like going crazy. Like Boosie really be, you know, going at people's heads and saying what he want to say. I feel like he earned that though, because when he got out of jail, his career really took off. Boosie set the standard of people going to jail and not telling. They said Bobby Shmurda did the same thing, you know, and they got out, you know, and they kept their integrity, they kept their image, and people respect them. So now when they speak, people listen and they get that respect. You know, that's the thing about them too. So let me see. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit. Let me see. Into like the news segment of everything. So one of the things I want to talk about is, okay, so there's one video that's popping up on my YouTube. Joe Rogan saying the N-word, right? It's a compilation, I think, of him talking about it throughout his years. And when you blow up online, people gonna go back and find old videos. Like, that's what Andrew Tate was saying. People will go back and find old videos when you wasn't even popping. That happened with Sada Baby too. They went back and found some stuff on his Twitter that he was saying when he was in the streets, because he didn't know he was gonna blow up and be who he is today. So people start finding these old videos. But to be fair, Joe Rogan was using the N-word in the context of describing something. I don't believe no white person should say the N-word, even if it's just like you describing something, right? That's offensive to us. I still listen to Joe Rogan. I mean, he ain't get canceled from it. People don't really get canceled no more. Like, I feel like that's a myth, you know? But I felt like he was just using it in a context, not a harmful way, but he shouldn't have been saying it at all. You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't have been saying that at all. Because people get, you know, comfortable and they'll start trying to use it. And then, you know, you got people like us, people like me being black, like, yo, bro, that ain't cool. You know what I mean? You saying that, and why ain't nobody check him? Why ain't nobody check Joe Rogan and be like, hey, bro, you got to stop saying that? Maybe because there's too many yes men in this corner. Like, Joe Rogan is the GOAT, don't get me wrong, but when you just saying the N-word over and over and over and over like that, it's like, bro, come on, man. Why ain't nobody say nothing to him, you know? Hold on, let me see. What else I got on here? Like I said, I got a list because I want to pivot into a whole different thing. So I want to talk about this NF thing, right? Y'all know rapper NF. I did one of my biggest videos on YouTube is me breaking down an interview on Is He Still a Christian? So for those who don't know, I used to tour with a band. It was like a Christian pop band. We did a lot of massive festivals with a lot of famous celebrity Christian artists, arenas, 10,000 people, 20,000 people. I traveled all over the country as a teenager. The band that I was with, it turned out to be some messed up stuff going on. There was a lot of racism, a lot of hate in that band. So I had to get out of it. You know, good memories at the time, but I had to get out of it. So I met NF. And NF was angry, he was mad, and it went with his brand for a minute. I'm like, yo, I blow dog junk out for a minute because I was mad. I'm like, bro, why you being rude and disrespectful? So then that was the first time I met him. He showed up late to a festival, or he showed up to a festival. He wasn't really popping like that. He was getting some clout, but he wasn't really popping. So the festival was not even caring. That's the thing about Christian festivals. If you are opening artist, they treat you like you ain't nothing. But when you like at the top tier, they treat you like a celebrity. Lecrae and all them, right? So NF show up. We show up. We just chilling because, they ain't really caring about us. We the opening band. NF show up and he heated because they just, whatever, go find your own table. Go find your own green room. A green room is where the artists relax, right? So NF heated. And I tried to help him set up his banner because nobody was there. We got a picture that we took together and all that. And then I seen him at another festival. And then I was in the bathroom. He walked in. I said what up to him again. He was like, what up? Just mean mugging. I'm like, bro, we pop, pop. I was thinking like, bing, bing. I'm about to, But I'm like, man, I respect him. At least his attitude is cohesive with his music. But I feel like, does he still drop music? And the reason my video of him blew up, asking if he was still a Christian or whatever, obviously he's not a Christian rapper, right? But people want to know because they say, oh, if you're going to be a Christian and you're going to make music, you can't have this attitude or you can't make music with mainstream artists. And like I said, I used to be a part of that music industry. It was more contemporary Christian music. I was young. I got offered to go on tour. I was fresh out the streets. And I'm like, hey, bro, this is an amazing opportunity to go out and use my gift that I felt like I was created to use. So I went out and it was a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes where I'm like, baby, I got to get out of this. So I don't blame him for doing what he did, for making that pivot going mainstream because I seen a lot of the darkness that goes on in the industry, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, dang, man, people bashing him and it's messing with his mental health and it's sad, But let me say this, though. There were a good amount of Christian artists that I really, really rock with. Like, shout out to Michael Tate from Newsboys. Shout out to Lecrae, like, it was a good amount of cool people in there, so I ain't gonna just sit here and act like, oh, it was all bad. But my experience with the group I was with was woo-wee. We ain't gonna talk about that too much, though. It's out there, though. It's out there. So, shout out to NF for doing this thing. He got married, had a baby. But he been quiet on the music tip, I think. Somebody let me know if he dropped anything new. What else I got on my list? Now we about to talk about the good stuff. Derek Jackson I think he got a divorce, and a lot of people was mad because Derek Jackson was on some like, man, you must do this, you must stop being like this, but I feel like it was unrealistic, and he was catering, saying stuff that I felt like women wanted to hear, which is cool as long as you live in that, but then it came out that he was living in hypocrisy, and it's like, dang, bro, you're not practicing what you preach. It was all good at first until it came out that he was cheating. Because I'm one of them guys where it's like, I'm honest, I'm real, I'm a buck. And people hate me for that, but it's like, I remember being a teenager feeling like I had to live with this pressure of being a certain way, but I didn't really feel like that. And that's bad for anybody's mental health, like living the life that you feel like, or portraying a life publicly, whether you a regular person or especially if you're an entertainer, portraying a certain life that you ain't really living, that's when it's bad. Because it's like, it messes with your mental health. Like, it's really not good for you. So a lot of people hopping on his head. A lot of people in the red pill community, the manosphere, whatever, they hopping on his head. And I get it because it's like so much political correctness. And then when it come out that you ain't really practicing what you preach, people going to jump on your head. And I'm trying to be the one of them people that when I'm wrong, admit it. Practice what I preach, whatever. I admit it, be honest, and go from there. But a lot of people find a way to capitalize. And I feel like a lot of these guys capitalize off of women. People been bashing Steve Harvey for the same thing. You capitalizing off telling women what they want to hear. You got a lot of men confused and mad. And you getting a bag off telling people what they want to hear. And I feel like, dang, are you leading women in the right way? Because you saying all this stuff and and you making a profit off it. Now, if you gonna do that, mean it. Cause don't let it nothing come out to where it's like, oh dang, you not living to what you was preaching. So that's the thing about Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey and all that kind of stuff. Like, respect to Steve though, cause he a legend. You know what I mean? GOAT. Like, no disrespect, but I know a lot of people get mad with that. And let me see. Fresh and Fit was just back on grilling. And it was Myron and it was Fresh. And Myron went in on what's her name, right? Like she a strong woman, attractive woman, and straight up. And even Fresh admitted, like, dang, I can see why some guys would be intimidated by her. You know, you get them beautiful, like, strong, independent women, and yeah, it can be intimidating. But Fresh did his thing. People were saying he didn't stutter. And, like, it was dope to see him calm and collected, because at first people was like, yo, he faking these approaches and all that. So it was dope to see Fresh get on there and hold it down, especially by himself. Apart from Myra, like, to see him get on there and hold it down, I was like, bro, that was lit. And then he was like, you know, come out to Miami. And then I was hoping it worked out, but at the end, old girl from Grilling was like, yeah, the date was like a 6 out of 10. And I'm like, dang, why she do my mans like that, you know? But shout out to Fresh. Myron went in. I took a lot away from that interview about being accountable to myself as a man. Like, that was fire. Shout out to Myron with that. Next, I want to talk about Rolo. So shout out to Rolo Tomasi, Rational Male. Like, me and him in DMing like every other day, every day. He's been helping me with a lot of stuff. His videos changed my life. So to be cool with him is dope, you know. And he invited me out on his podcast to Vegas, so we got that in the books coming up. I know he's been trying to get me on a Fresh and Fit podcast. A fake Fresh and Fit podcast hit me up, and I almost fell for that junk, but I'm too smart for that. But I'm cool with a lot of the people around Fresh and Fit, so I'd love to be on that podcast someday. Rolo is a cool dude to be connected to because his videos changed my life. So it's surreal that me and him just be DMing. He be sharing my videos. He got me tapped in with all his people. Like, he a real one. Like, that's OG. That's Unk right there, you know? So, Rolo, man, much love to you, for real, for real. So that's really it for my current news, unless something pop up while I'm still on here. But I want to talk about, let's see, story time. So people love my story times. They love hearing me talk about the stuff that I've been through growing up in the streets. So let me see. I should have had a story already prepared. I go through so much stuff, like, or I've been through so much and still go through a lot, having people come up on me and all that. Like, so one story in particular. I'm downtown Detroit. Me and my boy leaving the club. Big dude, you know, like 250 pounds, 6'3". He always was with me to make sure that, you know, ain't nobody just running up on me and doing nothing crazy. So it's summer 2022 in Detroit. Wild year. We walking through Greektown. Anybody that ever been to Detroit downtown, Greektown, they know it can get wild. We leave out the club. We go through a dark, like, alley to go to the car. And I got jewelry on. I got, like, a Cuban link, iced out or whatever, right? So these guys, they see us walking, and they all on the corner with ski masks, all that. A lot of guys, like, the police told me they be getting a lot of guys with guns down there. Because I asked them, like, why y'all be frisking us for guns so much? They like, oh, we clean up a lot of guns and prevent, like, homicides. So I'm like, okay. So they on the dark corner, and they staring at me. And I'm like, yo, let's hurry up and get back to the car. I got my strap in the car. So they staring. It's a group of them. It's 2 of us. So I'm like, all right, bet, let's hurry up and get to the car real quick. Because the way they looking at us, they got these ski masks on. Like, everybody staring at me because people coming up to me, yo, Trey Little, we love your videos. So I'm like, I got way too much attention on me. So we get ready to go back to the car. Car pull up. Yo, that's Trey Little. I love your videos. And they was like, hey, bro, he famous or something? And then they looked at me and was like, hey, dog, you famous or something? And my boy, what he had to do, he was like, yeah, he is. Like, what's up? Because we ain't want to be like, oh, no. Because then they was going to try to run up. Like, yo, what's up? Y'all scared? Like, what's up? Give me all that you know what I mean? Like, or what people would do is try to pull out their phone, run up. Oh, we got this guy right here and try to swing, right? And it was so many of them, and the strap was in the car. So I'm like, bro, let's hurry up and get to the car. And that could have ended bad, but, you know, I had my mans with me. You know, he made sure we was good. I hurry up and got back to the car, grabbed a strap, like, and we was close to the car, so we avoided that situation. So The best thing to do in those situations is to keep your head on a swivel. Look around, make sure you got people with you. If you dressed up, you looking good, you got some Balenci's on, you got some nice stuff. Anybody can be a target. You ain't got to be famous. You ain't got to be rich. Anybody can be a target. That's why I always get that advice, you know? So, I mean, yeah, like, for me, it was a while. I got so many stories, like, about growing up in the streets and so many stories about this year when my career popped off and how it changed to where I got to have security when I go out and all that. Like, it's a big deal, you know? So, hold on, I got this Irish peach hookah. So I've been on a journey this year. I've been on a journey this year as a man, developing my mental health. It's been one of the hardest years that I've ever been through, but I've been developing my mental health, um, trying to find like a lot of peace just in like life, and I have. I've been on a physical journey where I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm talking like 10% body fat, straight muscle. I'm like little right now, 150 pounds. I used to be 170, but I had a big stomach. And I was real beefy and bulky because I was lifting. But I'm like, I'd rather be shredded. So I'm trying to get big and bulky and still be shredded. You feel me? So one of the biggest things I learned is as a man, and I started working more hours too, like just getting out grinding every chance I get, I'm grinding. Hey, little baby, every chance I get. One thing I learned as a man, if you looking good, meaning in shape, you ain't gotta be a model, but if you in shape, you paying your bills, you got you a car, got your own place, you know, this is my spot right here, like I love this spot. You will be good in life. Get you a car, get you a place, pay your bills, and you won't have no problem whether it's dating or getting respect from other men, because you're gonna be so confident when you walking around. And that's the point you know, why I want to make a lot of these videos to help men know, like, get your life together and all that depression. And I mean, there is diagnosed depression and all that, don't get me wrong, like, trust me, it's real. But I'm saying from my own experience, right? I've battled depression. I've battled like thoughts of like, dang, should I even be alive today, right? But a lot of that was me feeling like I couldn't control my situation. So the moment I started feeling better about myself, it helped a lot. You know what I mean? It helped a lot. And that's what I want to do. I want to help the people that's feeling helpless. Like, guys, like, it'll help. There's still a lot of stuff that hit me, and I'm like, man, bro, this junk is terrible, you know? But I try to always breathe. I try to always calm down, put myself around good people that's encouraging, you know, people that's going to call me, people that I can call whenever I need something. Always surround yourself with like one or two solid friends. That's really what you're going to have in this life. One or two solid friends that you can go to. Like, yo, I just need to talk. You know, yo, I need some help with this, whatever. Woo, woo, woo. Like, that'll change your life. And then you walk around, you feel confident. And if you start getting in the gym, even if you don't see the results right away, like, you getting in the gym is gonna make you feel so good about yourself. Even a month of working out 2 to 3 times a week, more if you can, you know, you're gonna start feeling confident about yourself. Start getting swagged out. I watch a lot of channels like teaching men fashion, you know, and they teach you like some real fly stuff about getting dressed. So that'll change your whole life, you know. People wanna also, let's move into another segment. People have been asking me about buying a block. They've been asking me about, am I buying my childhood home still? So I'm about to talk about that. So I've been working on buying my childhood home. I grew up there, created a lot of memories, and it was abandoned. Nobody was living there. Nobody was, you know, it was a lot of crime in the area. So I went over there and I'm like, dang, it's abandoned. It's really nothing over here, but this is where my childhood memories come from. So I want to come about this house that I grew up in. And it was on the market for $1,000 back in 2020, but I ain't know nothing about real estate, so I missed that chance. So now I got to go directly to the owner, drop off a proposal, and see how much he'll sell the house to me for. But I didn't stop with that. I went to the land bank, and we're making an offer on the house right now. It's like a $6,500 house, $6,500. The renovation cost gonna cost like $170,000. We put up the proposal to the land bank. Land bank is like the government of Detroit that basically looks over all that to make sure that, you know, people are keeping up with their properties, making sure that things are in order when it comes to property. So we putting in all the work, and we just taking, you know, we just trying to be patient. I'm still looking for investors. I have people in mind. I got people that's helping me out. I got a business partner right now that's helping me out. We got a real estate rap podcast. We got 4 episodes in where we updating it, you know, every few weeks or whatever. We talking about everything real estate. I got a real estate mogul, which is a great friend of mine, Ellen Mahoney. Like, she been crushing in real estate, got her own brokerage. We opened up an office in Detroit, Remax Detroit, commercial and residential. I'm still working on passing my real estate test, man. I've been working on this. It's embarrassing to say, but for like a year. But it's been a busy year, crazy year for me. So I'm still going. I'm almost there. I'm learning a lot about real estate. The more that you put in something, you know, you don't give up, that's when you'll start finding success. And that's what I learned. So I'm doing that. And, you know, we have a house over there soon. I'm pretty sure, like, within months, y'all gonna see me with some properties. It's taking a long time for the first one. But once we get that first one, we just gonna keep throwing them houses up. But I'm seeing development all in the neighborhood. I'm connected with developers over there. Beautiful projects, you know. So yeah. So it's gonna be dope when I'm saying, like, I got houses and taking people over there and doing tours. So usually around this time I like to do a Q&A. We got a few people in here. Let me see if it's anybody that got any questions or whatever. I'd love to take some questions around this time. Make sure y'all like this video. I'm gonna break down some of these clips too. I need to line up bad and get my hair done. I'll be so busy, I promise. Feel free to shoot me a question though before I hop off the air. I'll give y'all like 1 minute. All right, bet. I got to do these more consistent too to start getting more people on here because I just started doing these live streams again. It's been a long time, so I'm finally back, y'all. We gonna get more into it. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, and be looking out for more videos. Drop any questions in the comments and let's chat. Peace.